All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. So, a lot going on, and boy, they're trying to rebel and psychologically operate and do all sorts of things. I imagine the Justice Department is launching several efforts, and several efforts have revealed that they're already there. So there's a lot going on. I'm being blocked from uploading my this guy in this Kia, Kurt KRT 954. Don't know who he is, but he's trying to get my goat while I'm trying to upload the video. It's my intro. You can run, but you can't hide. Now they took it away, and the inference is, oh, now that you've done this, you're no longer blue line or some shit like that. So again, that's a psychological operation. It was online. They erased it. They want me to believe it's Restream. Could be somebody in Restream. You know, there's a lot of corrupt people everywhere. Could be somebody at the corner here at the gas station. They're probably on the payroll. So again, it is the beast. It is the end times. It is not the church as far as what the real church is, but it is what the church has become. Again, that's called the synagogue of Satan. Now we see Kanye out there muddying the waters around synagogue of Satan. Now some of it is Satan confusing it, but it's a psychological operation that has been going on all your life, and it's still going on. Alex Jones is deep state. Everybody else, this guy with the Mac shop, he's deep state. McCarthy's deep state. Marge is deep state. Trump's deep state. Now, like any other mafia, any other organized crime entity that's large, there's battles for turf and territory, and they kill the boss and they take over. That's what's happening when you see Trump and all those people fighting. When it comes to you, they're not going to protect you. They're not going to protect you. They'll make you believe the things that God does to protect you is them protecting you. That's a gorgeous Bronco there. Red, black top. Mr. Corvette over here. Y'all can ride those off into hell if you're part of it. That guy and I came up with that, what, about 15, 20 years? No, probably about almost 20 years. About 15 years, 18 years ago. You can take it all to hell. It burns just as good as you do. That's a stupid argument anyway. Can't take it with you to hell. Take it. Who gives a shit? You're that filthy, that corrupt, that evil? Go ahead, take it. Take it to hell with you. So again, they won't let that upload. They think it's funny. Now, there was a laugh projected at me, and I received it. And that's what you heard. And somebody that might be listening right now actually projected it. And they could act like the biggest anti-deep state person you've ever seen. But, he's in there or she's in there, and daddy congressman or daddy senator, state, local, magistrate, it doesn't matter. It's everywhere. Again, it's the deep state. It's the beast. It's the same thing. They will restrict your buying and selling. What they say is, we restricted his buying and selling because he's mentally ill, and we want him to freak out over it. No, they're restricting the buying and selling. And again, as far as me being mentally ill, I'm tortured. If they would stop and allow my life to return to normal, and I was drugged, it's proven. Now, here's another thing. Satan may have done this. Satan may have done this, but I think it's them. So when they came in and broke in my apartment, they changed the light bulbs out to bad fluorescent bulbs, knowing thinking I would call in a work order. I've never called in a work order for cheapo fluorescent lights ever. I'll go spend the $12, do it myself. I don't want your filthy ass in my apartment. So I would call them into my apartment, and if there was ever any trace of them having been in my apartment, if I were to push it to DNA or fingerprints or whatever it was, they'd say, oh, we were in there fixing it, remember? I think it was the next day, but or maybe it wasn't the next day, because I didn't leave. It may have been the same day. I didn't leave until the locks came in, I think. Maybe, maybe I did for a brief period. It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. That's what happened. So Satan could have did that, but all of a sudden my fluorescent lights don't work. Of course, I didn't call him in. You know, of course, I'm not calling the Oklahoma City Police Department. I mean, Trump would pay him probably a 100,000 not to make that report go, let that report go through, or just to say that I'm crazy. That's the real world. Fine, all of you. You want to laugh? Go, ah, ha, 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 ha. That's the real world. Welcome to it. Ah! Millionaires, billionaires, cops, intelligence agents, corporate leaders, your church. Hobby Lobby! Mr. Hobby Lobby, you got a lot more repenting to do if you think you're going to get saved in any way, shape, or form. LD, he's donated to our churches. Look how big our building is. So again, there's several people revolving around me, and I'm sure they're cursing me while they're driving past. One was a maintenance guy. One was a guy supposedly getting his mail. Now, all this is normal and is acceptable if they do it. But I've noticed those two people as being questionable. I can't tell you whether they are or not because I'm not, you know, there to do that investigation because spies will cause it to look like somebody. And agents investigating cases will cause it to look like something because they're not investigating the case, you see. I'm here to help this person. I'm here to investigate that. That's not what they're doing. So they say, well, this is what's required to keep this nation safe. Look at the nation. That's what's causing it. That's what's causing the crime. Exactly what I'm speaking about. Isn't that the biggest scam on earth? They're here keeping the nation safe while they're actually causing it not to be safe. And they know it. And they laugh about it. They go get drunk. They have their orgies. And they get their millions of dollars, their big house. Take it to hell with you. Whoa. What kind of preacher was this? I told you. You didn't let me be a preacher. God gave me a new assignment. Angel of vengeance. Whoa. But I don't act out physically. I leave that up to God. I'm just a manager of vengeance. So also what they'll do is they know that over time you heal and your mind comes back and all that. So they start attacking again. There's evidence that I was drugged. I think they were trying to cause an aversion to my stomach medicine because it was still not healing completely and I had to stay on the medicine, although it did heal initially. And then all of a sudden it got bad again. So they were in there putting something in something. And I think I know where it was. No, that's what they do. They're very sick people. And they'll say, well, I never told that person to do it. They told them to do something. What these people are being prepared for that are here now is to murder someone. It's a new cell forming. Just like what you saw in Santa Fe where they murdered one another. They're supposed to just take out the victim. But like I told you, after murdering via psychology, eventually they become real murderers. And they even killed one of their own. And again, he's there to save people from pedophile, but if you go back a few years in the ages and look at his age, and not a big spread, but he's the pedophile. And that's the same as the rest of them. Once upon a time, they committed a crime such as pedophilia, and now they put it on everyone else so they can stay free. But in fact, you know, they probably wouldn't be prosecuted anyway. They don't do that in Santa Fe. They just let it happen. And then blame it on everybody that's not a pedophile. Now I can tell. Now, some of those people could be Yoj too. I don't know. But somebody was in my apartment, there's no doubt. The only thing that stopped them was a new lock. I had no idea that you could get that combination that easy. Who'd have thought they sell? They can't. They shouldn't even sell a lock. It should be the DOJ or somebody should start, or what do they call it, the Product Safety Commission or whoever it is, Trade Commission. They shouldn't be able to sell a combination lock where you can turn those dials and break in within a couple minutes. It should be taken off the market. That's a risk. Somebody's probably been killed because of that. I definitely was hurt because of it. Decades. First time I noticed something weird like that was in Santa Fe at my storage unit. So again, access to the victim's living space is very important. So that's why they kept me in. The easier thing is to have me stay in an extended stay. But also, they made sure I didn't buy a home. And that was probably the major mover for that. Because at the time, they were probably breaking in and drugging. Why don't they poison me? I don't know. But guess what? I've been so sick, they probably tried. Who cares about doctors? You think doctors are honest? You think doctors are going to give up that $1 million lifestyle for one of their patients? One of the deep state people or one of the criminals that are in law enforcement call the hospital when you go in. They get the high sign. They know what not to do and what to do. I never seen such freaked out people in the second appointment. I mean, sometimes first appointment. Doesn't make you powerful. Doesn't make it okay. Doesn't make anything real. It's all bullshit. You're all criminals. Trump's a criminal, man. A criminal, a murderer, a rapist, a real one. An organized crime figure. Who cares that he does this or does that? Everything he did that succeeded him was somebody else's idea, and they weren't. Most of them either weren't in his administration or were only there for a short time because he can't deal with the fact that he's an idiot ignoramus, and so is everybody else around him. The only thing they do is force everybody to worship and pay the rest to worship. Oh, because we're so strong, they pay us. No, because you're weak and you'll kill people for them. And is it only Trump? Because that's what they're focusing us on. They're focusing us on Trump as being the evil. There's plenty of others. These are state police, local police. Oh, what are we ever going to do without them? Well, if they never had been allowed to become that type of criminal, then we wouldn't have these issues. Everything would have been well. Parking's getting pretty thin here during the holiday season. Probably should have came later. Those people, I guess, don't come in here. I'm serious about those locks. Those Brinks locks and all those other locks you buy at Walmart for your storage unit, they're not even, they don't do anything. I mean, maybe 2 minutes. And of course, you're not going to own a storage unit unless you do what they say. Or not a unit, but a storage facility. So it's already a done deal before you take your stuff over to storage that the owner of the place is corrupt. So what you're hearing from me is the mechanics of how the beast takes over and has taken over most of the world that we see, but yet don't see. So again, as far as the DOJ investigation of anything, doesn't matter to me. I've been through this before. They've presented ideas that they're doing something that they're not doing. So at this point, it means absolutely nothing to me that somebody went public about anything or that it appears that something's happening. You're not going to get credit from me. It's just not going to happen. I gave you credit all those years, up to you, took care of everyone, and you continue to try to kill me. You're all very sick people, and you will go to hell for it, every last one of you. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.